So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the session on G Suite. I believe my audio is reaching to everybody. Can somebody confirm that, please?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, it's audible now.
Okay, thank you so much. And let me first share my screen. So I'm sure you would have received the case studies files over a G Drive link. If anyone doesn't have those case studies, please follow the link I have already shared in the chat box and go to your Google Drive. They'll be having two folders over here, naming called G-Slide and G-Sheets. So for your information, I would like to tell you one thing that we are going to discuss 2 hours completely on Google Sheets and next 1 hour on Google Slide. Of course, the time is very much limited, but yes, we want to optimize the same. So for that, your continuous support is also necessary. So refrain using your mobile phone calls or chat messages or emails. The content is designed in such a way each and every topic will be helping you some or the other. So I request you one that if you have any questions or queries, please unmute and speak, or you can drop me a message in the chat box. Definitely, I would be helping you out with answering all your queries. And now coming to our G Sheets. So go over there. You'll be finding 3 files over inside that folder. And there are 2 files, PDF files. I have shared the keyboard shortcut list, not only for the Windows-based laptops, even anybody is using Mac, you can also have a separate copy with you. And you can make use of the same so that you can save your turnaround time. And this is very, very essential because in today's world, time is money. So whatever the task we do, rather than going through the mouse usage and spending a lot of time, we can go for the keyboard shortcuts. Now, coming back to the file name called Google Sheet Training. The moment you open that file, technically the source file is created through Microsoft Excel. That's why you could see it will be showing the extension of the file name called .xlsx. Could you please confirm everybody has got the same file opened in front of the screen? Why for yes in the chat box? All right. Now, some basic interface arrangements we need to do. First of all, when you have the Excel file, how to convert into a Google Sheet. Go to your file menu. We have an option called Save as Google Sheets. Go for it, please. Then what will be happening? The entire Excel file will again reload with a new Excel or Google Sheet over here. And there is no more extension of that XLSX. So I have closed now this file. Now we are going to work with this Google Sheet training. So I'm going to name the file first. This is the name box where you can rename the file. So suppose that this is about our Flipkart training. I just named it. Okay. So what we did, we have taken the same file. Originally it was in Excel. We have converted into Google Sheet by simply going for File, Save as Google Sheet. Now, whenever you are working with your Google Sheet file, people, the basic arrangements of the interface, what you need to do, I'll take you through. Else it will be more challenging or you may face some trouble over there. The first thing is you need to go to the file menu and over there you have an option called settings. And when you go to the settings over here, it will take you to a page where you could see the local, which is showing United Kingdom. No need to do any changes on the local or country settings. Only thing is the time zone. You have to change that. If you do not do any changes on this, all your date and timestamp related calculations will be something different. So just to have the accurate format or accurate value, what you can do, go to the time zone over here, just make it of GMT plus 5.5 hours. GMT plus, not minus, GMT plus of 5.5 hours. What is that it is saying is of IST, Indian Standard Time. Okay. So first go and change this and confirm. And once you change this, go for save and reload. So immediately the Google file will refresh and it reload with new time zone over there. This is the first arrangements you should do in our Google Sheet. Hope everybody is comfortable doing the same. All right. Now coming to the next. Suppose say you have already or you have been already working with Microsoft Excel and you are quite comfortable using the keyboard shortcuts over there. Now all of a sudden it has been asked to you that okay, Vivas, why don't you go for Google Sheet? Well, so it will be very tough for you. Definitely, I do understand that. But in that case, to make your life a little bit easy or make it a little bit smooth over there, what you can do, people, you can use the Microsoft Excel keyboard shortcuts up to some extent. So you can make your MS Excel keyboard shortcuts compatible with your Google Sheets. How? Going to the help command, when you go for the help tab in the toolbar, you have an option called keyboard shortcuts. And when you go there, it will take you to a page where you could see in the bottom, enable compatible spreadsheet shortcuts. This option by default will be deactivated state. So you got to activate this. Now, once you activate, 60% of your MS Excel keyboard shortcuts will be compatible with our Google Sheet, and you can also apply the same. So this option, you have to make it on first. This is one-time job. Once you do this, automatical things will be happening. Now, having said this, now, the moment you have done, you can close this. And we are going to discuss now our very first example, the sheet name called Business Maths. Okay. So in our routine activities, we do a lot of basic calculations, people. Now, our objective would be, while doing such kind of calculations, how to make some improvements in terms of saving our turnaround time, how to increase our productivity and efficiency, how to avoid the duplication of work, and how to reduce the human errors. So take a look on the first example. Suppose say somebody from XYZ department, he came to me and asked, Prabhas, I need to purchase 3 products. What are they? ABC. So A of 1,000, B of 12, C of 20. How much quantity to be purchased? We are clear. Now I have inquired with the vendor. Vendor has given the rates, A of 1 rupee each, B of 10 rupees, B of 20 rupees each, C of 10 rupees each. Now, having said this, when I take up this matter to my finance team, they ask me a question, Prabhas, how much amount you need to purchase all these products? So I need to answer them. And how do you answer exactly? Don't do anything, just watch my screen. Ideally, we go to a new column and we go for a formula, quantity, multiply by rate per unit. And once this is done, then we go for application of the same formula for others. And then we go for a total over here by using the sum formula over there. And then we realize, okay, we need to collect a check of 1,440 rupees from the finance team. Is it the practice we have? Yes or no? Right? So there is nothing wrong. What we have been having the doing or practice over here, there is nothing wrong over here. So let's analyze this situation, what we have with us. Now, just to answer to my finance team, this cell alone is enough. But what's the point of getting all these 3 above values? Is it playing any role? No, but still we have to create it because we are forced, we are helpless. Unless and until we create all this value, this total cannot be achieved. So that leads to consuming a lot of space and consuming a lot of time because of that unwanted column, helper column we keep creating. So instead of doing all these things, how to make a improvement on that? Let's see. There is a total cost cell over here. Total cost cell. So I'll go for that cell now. I'll be using a formula, even though I have got 10,000 entries also, how to get your result at once. So what we can do, there is a ready-made formula in our Google Sheet naming called over here, sum product. Now Google Sheet formulas is more bit handy, certain extent. And immediately it shows you that when you type only the first 3 to 4 characters, there is an option over here called tab to accept. So once I go for tab, then automatically the formula open till open parenthesis label. So this sum product formula, technically it is called as an array formula. Okay. So now in our data, what is our first array? Obviously, this is the quantity, this is the first array, comma. What's the second array? Is the rate per unit. So we had 2 only columns and we have defined over here. And the moment we hit the enter button, automatically this will be giving the same result to me. Now, this is about your sum product formula. Sometimes what it happens, the moment we create some formulas or design some calculations over here, people, our experts, they will be suggesting, Prabhas, why don't you showcase the formula? Our superiors, they will be demanding, why don't you display the formula so that I can understand what kind of formula you have taken? So how to display this 1440 cell behind whatever the formula is? So there is one more formula in Google Sheet we have naming called our formula text. Formula text. And when I go for formula text, it demands where is the data? Data is there towards my left, and the moment I hit enter, this is going to give me the same formula over here. So one is called sum product, one is called formula text. How to use, we got the understanding. So give it a try and confirm, is it working fine for you? Any doubt, any queries, any questions, feel free to ask. For formula test, invalid formula pass result. It will never be happening. You are trying in Google Sheet or Microsoft Excel. Okay, no problem, no problem. That's fine. All right, so I believe everybody is comfortable in using the formulas. No problem, Stafford. It happens. I could understand. Fine, you got the result finally. Success is happening. It's okay. All right. So let me take you through now. The next one is about our vendor evaluation. So here we'll discuss something on this point, people. Then we'll proceed with our exercise. In any industry, wherever we are working with, okay, our purchase department, they have their own standard operating procedure. And what they suggest over here is whenever you are purchasing any particular material, do not depend upon with a single source of supply. And if it is a critical item, then definitely you are running your business with high risk. So what they suggest, what is the standard operating procedure they design is whatever the materials you want to purchase, always go for minimum 3 competitive quotes. And we call them L1, L2, L3. Do you agree? Right? Yes or no? When you go for purchasing an item, our organizations they always suggest go for this kind of options, right? So same thing we are going to do now. Take a look, please. We have a prices column. We have a prices column. And in this prices column, please have a look at that and tell me what would be my L1 price. Anybody? Is it 87? L2, 99.2. Just confirm, do you agree with this? L3, 103.2. So whatever we have designed, L1, L2, L3 from this price column, is it correct? Do you agree? Fine then. Now, once we have done with this is what manually we did. Since we had maximum 7 to 8 items, we could manually do that. Now take a look, real-time situation. When you open the file, there are near about 1,000 records like this, 1,000 records. So out of those 1,000 records, you need to find out L1, L2, and L3 out of this. So what we prefer to do? Anybody? We do sorting, as Sumesh said, we prefer everybody does the same. We go for sorting of our data. But this sorting is what is happening. we have to go for in recurring in nature. Every time, whenever we want to purchase a product, we need to sort our data. So that is again duplication of work is happening. Now, when I go for sort my data, I need to again highlight for top three items or top three row items of data. And then I have to send a different mail to my boss for the approval. So every time this kind of recurring actions are happening and the productivity is getting degraded. So instead of doing that, how to make it dynamic? Just once you select the product, automatically all the three prices should come. So if that is the case, then how to design such kind of templates? Let's go and discuss. See, we have a bottom three column over here. First 1 minute, watch my screen, what I'm doing. Then what I'll do first, I'll go for a formula immediately equal to small. So small is again an array formula. What it demands me, the data. Data is there in my left, I will take it. Then this range should not move down. This range should not move down. And for that, what we need to do? We need to go for locking the cells. And how to lock the cells? F4 or function F4. So that will be helping you depending upon the keyboard shortcut behavior. You have to go and work with it. And then, comma, what is the next thing it is demanding? N. What is the meaning by N? The number, the integer, the ranking. Whichever you treat, that's fine. So in our case, if you are looking for the ranking of that, so L1 rank should be 1, L2 rank should be 2, and L3 the number or rank should be 3. So basically we need 1, 2, 3 over there in place of n, but we can't define all these things together. And in this case, if you notice, we have already got some cell value over here called 1, 2, 3, a helper column ready-made. So I'll be taking the help of that cell. So I have taken my 1, that is G12 is containing 1, and that one is going to be over here n value for small function. Now bracket close, formula is ready, and hit enter. Now the same formula we can apply towards down by hitting Control D to fill down. So this is how a small formula, how it is being helpful to us people, we have understood. So let's go for that. And this is what the formula. So give it a try and check small formula is working for everyone. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, but do one-time practice at least. All right. Any questions? Anybody not getting the answer or any other queries you have? Chaitra has confirmed she's getting that. How about others? Okay. So nice too. Kunal also got the answer. Very good. No, no, you don't edit the Google Sheet. You create a copy of that, Sunivan. You don't need to go and edit this. Just create a copy. If you're able to open, go to File and create a copy of that. Yeah. Fine then. So now once you have got your bottom three calculations ready, so this kind of formula will be again helpful while designing the dashboards and tabular reports as I told you. Now let's go for finding the answer for top three columns. So if you want to find out the top three values from the prices column, again, what we can do, as we found the formula called small for bottom three, what will be the opposite of small? Is nothing but large for top three. So now I'll go and take the data again, and this data should be logged. Reason we know, when you copy the formula down, the cells will be moving down. So for that now, what you need over here, again, this 1, 2, 3. So how to get it? Just go and click the cell, and over here, bracket close, enter the same we can apply for the others, and that makes out Control D to populate the data over here. So this is how we have understood how this large formula also being helpful over there. So please try this large as well. Same logic, only thing is large. So how to apply a small formula, how to apply a large formula, what is the usage of dollar symbol, we got it clear. I believe it's working fine for everybody. Yes. So Kunal, the reason is when we go for our L1 file, L1 value, it needs a rank. So N value is nothing but a rank. When you look at the formula also, the small formula, what it demands, try to understand the formula first. See, if you look at my screen, the moment I go for small formula, this demands me the data, correct? Now data I have given, this is my data. I have logged in. Now this is asking me N. So what is the meaning by N? If you want to explore that, just go and explore the formula over here. Now what is asking? Returns the nth smallest element of the data set where N is a user defined. So what kind of user it is defined over here if you want to go for the formula? So that options you can check it further even. So N is nothing but the integer, the ranking or the number. Okay, right. Now let's go for a discussion upon the same. Suppose say this is what I have presented to my boss. My boss is watching and seeing, okay, everything is fine, but he has a question in his mind that why Prabhas has created all these things. What is the relevance of this? He did not get that, and he believes this is unwanted, and he simply pressed the delete button. Now what happens? So what happens? The formula is in trouble. You can see that, right? So this is what most of the time it happens with us. So what we did, though our experts suggest us to do the job like this, but we are not supposed to design our formula by taking the helper columns out of this. So how to design or get the solution over here? So in this case, people, what we're supposed to do, we need those 1, 2, 3, no doubt about it, but we are going to make our formula efficient enough in such a way, they will be generating those 1, 2, 3 values in the formula itself. But how to do that? Just see. I have gone for a formula over here, large. I'll come back to that bit later again. Now see, if I would like to ask you a question, in which row I am in, what will be your answer? If you see the row headers, it shows me row number 12, correct? So for that, if I go and operate with a formula in our Google Sheet, there's an option called row. So row formula basically gives the row number as the answer. Okay. Now I'm in row number 12. So automatically you can see the formula output is showing 12. Yes. Now take a look over here, it becomes 12. Now the same thing if I want to go for our Excel equal to row, open bracket and close bracket, it gives me 12, no doubt. But earlier, how much value it was there, what we have deleted is 1. So 12 I am getting already, but I'm looking for 1. Basic mathematics, what we can do? Minus 11. So we got 1 over here. Now the same if I go on to apply this to down, Control D, so that I'll be getting this 1, 2, 3. So whatever the 1, 2, 3 it was, it is needed. But we are not going to generate separately. We are going to generate all these things in the formula itself. So what kind of formula I'm supposed to use? Just see. If I go for same large formula over here, taking the data, then going for logging the same, comma, again, what will be happening? This will be asking for n value. So I'll go for row formula, and this is going to give me the row number 12. Yes. Now, what it is asking, I have taken this large formula over here. If I go for it, now this is asking me the data. So when I go for my data over here, see the beauty, I'll lock it. Reason we know, comma. I'll go for row formula, whatever we discussed. This is going to generate me row number 12. Of course, we are in row number 12, designing the formula. Now, we are looking for 1. So basic mathematics, what we can do, minus 11, bracket close. So formula is ready. Already it is giving me the answer also. This is the beauty of Google Sheet formulas. Instantly, they show the result also. Now, when I hit enter, this is going to give the answer. The same we can apply for down, Control T, and we got the records. So this is how people, this option is going to help you a lot in many more cases over there in your routine activities. Kindly check, is it working? F4. So in our keyboard, we have got the function key. So this F4 key will be helping you to apply the dollar symbol. If it is not your direct key, go with function key with F4. It depends upon the brand of the laptop and keyboard behavior. No problem. So once you are clear with your large formula application, please go and rectify this bottom 3 column as well. So anyone is not getting the answer, any queries, feel free to ask. Just do one time practice at least. So everybody is clear. Can I take that? All right. So now we'll be proceeding to our next example. Some date-related calculations, how to make our job easy while doing such kind of calculations we are going to discuss. See, suppose say I started working with your project on 1st Feb 2019 and the project is over by 26 April 2020. And in that particular project, I do not work in Thursday because the client doesn't work. That's why I do not want to work Thursday, but I'm coming Sunday and work. So basically out of 7 days, 6 days I'm working in that particular project. Now, having said this over here, suppose these are the list of holidays I have never worked in that particular project. Now my boss is saying, Pravas, why don't you calculate the business days or working days? Well, so how to compute how many days exactly I have worked in the office? So what you can do is, in this particular case, to find out someone's efficiency or productivity, it's better you can go for a simple calculation equal to network days dot intl. Intl stands for international. What it demands? Our start date, then comma end date we do have, then comma it will be asking you the weekend parameters. So over here, this is bit painful in Google Sheet because this weekend parameters for Thursday, what should be the number we have to remember or we need to explore separately from Google Sheet. Take a look. What is the meaning by weekend? How to explore that? So I'll take you through over here the formula help and I'll go for over here, learn more. And the moment you go for this, you'll be finding our number method. It is showing that over there. So this is saying that instead of using the string method above, go for a single number. One stands for Saturday and Sunday as a holiday. Two stand for Saturday only. And like this, the moment you go for seven, it gives you the answer of over there, naming called Sunday, Saturday, whatever the combination. So seven is the combination of Friday and Saturday. Similarly, one more series also starts with from 11 and it ends up with 17. This is what in Google Sheet we have to explore in the from the backstage. Whereas in Excel, it is appearing in the front end. Options remain the same, logic remains the same. Only thing is the placement will be changing. So now we want to go for a particular day, that is Thursday, we are not working. So 12 is Monday, right? Over here. Now, if I go for, say, Tuesday, 13, Wednesday, 14, Thursday is 15. And this is what we are not working in Thursday. So when I'm not working in Thursday over here, what should be the answer for weekend? Should be giving 15. Now, once I get 15 over here, this demands me the next is the holidays. So where is my holidays? Holidays is next to the data. So I can take this over here and we can go and compute the same for the rest. Now, the moment I hit enter, you could see the result is on 381. So this is how people, whenever there is a need, this kind of network disk international formula will be pretty helpful. And any point of time you want to calculate someone's efficiency, productivity, or if you want hired a machine on rental basis, how many days exactly put you in use, and based on that you need to pay the rental charges, you can make use of this formula. So this is called Network Disk International. Any queries, feel free to ask. If you have any queries, do let me know. Anything is not clear, feel free to ask. So could you please confirm, is it working? Yes, Anita, Vishnu, Chaitra, what is the status? Kunal, Paul, Ravindra, are you there? Okay. Yes, Vamsi, what is the status? Able to follow? All right then. So, okay, fine. So we have done with our network this international over here, right? Let's go for our next example, question number 5 to deal with over here. Take a look. Suppose say on 11 December 2019, we have furnished one AMC contract over there. Yes, Stafford, no problem. So on 11 December 2019, we have furnished one contract for HP printer as AMC for 16 months. Okay, so like this, we have got various fixed assets and we have covered under AMC. Now the objective is we need to find out their date of expiry so that we can take a call whether to renew the contract or stop the service, whatever it is over here. All right. So how to get that now? Let's see. This is one of the beautiful example people, and most of the time we need such kind of calculations to be done over there in our routine activities. Like say when you have agreements, claims, contracts, bank guarantees, investment related documents, ideally we have to go for this kind of calculations. But how to make it accurate? Just see. There is a beautiful formula in our Excel naming over here called E-date. E stands for electronic date. What it demands me, the start date. We do have comma. Next is called months. We do have in the left side. Now, formula is ready. Then the same we need to apply for rest over here. And this is showing your date of expiry exact. So even though you have got 10,000 entries also, we can bring our data with no time, with accuracy over there. That's called E-date. Very, very helpful to create a tracker kind of stuffs. Any point in time Excel, this formula will be pretty helpful. So give it a try and check everything is working. Any doubt? Now, having the expiry date over here, the job is not done yet. So there is one more risk factor which you need to again assess is over here, naming called the day. So how to extract a day from a date? We need to go for it. And why we need to know? Because this date, if it is not falling in a weekday, it is very difficult for me to renew. So that's the reason why I need to find out the expiry dates, whether it is due in the weekend, or if it is due on the weekdays. Based on that, I need to take a call. So the question is, if you want to extract a day from a date, we can go for a formula naming called text. What it demands me, the date, comma, what kind of format, as we know, what is the format we are following across the globe, DDMMYY or MMDDYY. So for the timing, let's go for our day. And the day, how you can define within two double inverted quotes, go for D 4 times. Now, why D 4 times? To get the complete string of the day, like Sunday, SUNDYY. If you go for over here, 3Ds, what is going to happen? It will give you only first 3 characters of the day. We call it as short text. Now, once I am done with this, is it case sensitive? Do I need to write the D's in capital letters? No. Formulas are not case sensitive. You can write in caption, you can write in drop caps as well. Now this is going to give you the result over here as Sunday. The same I can apply for this, Control D and see the beauty. But this is how people sometimes what it happens while working with your SAP data. You may not have the separate column called over here Sunday or day. You can always operate with that called text. So I believe text is working fine for everyone. Kindly confirm. Let's go for some more hands-on practice, finding our month and year also. So for month, we can go for text, taking the data, within two double inverted quotes, M 4 times. Okay. So what we can do, same text formula, going over here within two double inverted quotes and 4M within two double inverted quotes, we can go for it. I've gone for 5, sorry. Then I'll go for enter. This is going to give me error. Why it is giving error? Because I have got formula parenthesis comma missing over there. Now immediately it shows the result over here. So this is what the beauty of Google Sheet formula. If everything is right, it will show immediate output over there in the formula. Now once it is done, the same I can apply for others, and we got the formula ready. So this kind of formulas will be very, very helpful when you have the data download from SAP or ERP. You may not have the separate columns like this, so you have to generate those kind of data. There, this formula is going to help you a lot. Now, coming back to the year. So you can notice that we can go for same text function within two double inverted quotes y 4 times, but that's not necessary. Reason is text is a lengthy formula. So how to keep my formula crisp? You can simply go for a ready-made year formula in our Excel, and there I can take the expiry date over here, drag it close, enter. Now the same I can apply for others also, and this is ready. So this is how, wherever it is possible, try to keep your formula length minimum so that the file size will not be heavy and data execution also will be faster. So in the business maths, our example, we saw some product, formula text, small, large, with combination of row and the dollar symbol usage over there. Then network is international, and then going over here, our text, e-date, and year formula. Well, is there any formula to give all these three together? No, Neha, you have to combine them. Like you have to give the ampersand command and you have to combine that. There is no such kind of formula. Well, in text for DDDMM is case sensitive. I did not get you, Vaibhav. Is it you're asking, is it case sensitive or you're informing me?
No, I am asking if it's required to be case sensitive because in DDD it is in the uppercase and in MMM it's in the lower case. When I
Mhm.
tried for the month in the uppercase, it didn't work, the formula. So that's the reason I'm asking.
Okay, so if you go for month, uppercase, it did not work. See, it's not case sensitive. That's what I told you. All right. Okay. So Sumesh is asking a question. Please read it, go through it. How do we change the format for the data? Is as text or some other formats? See, the best part, what you can do is over here, whenever you look at a particular data, okay, if it is there in our any of the text, any text or any other date format or number format, what are the formats? First of all, what are the formats is possible in a cell? Let's go and discuss. If you look at our today's date, this is our today's date. So date is just a format, but technically what is the value beneath this is working if I want to know. So this is the value. So this is called our general format of the data. Same data, same date I'm going to take, same value I'm going to take, but this is called our number format. So data remains the same, but only thing is the window dressing of the data is changing, the format is changing. Again, the same here, this is called our time format. Again, same value, and I'm taking, this is called over here, our date format. Now, same value I'm taking again, and this is called our currency format. Now, over here, I'm going to take the same value over here. And if I want to go for This is called our percentage format. Okay. So these are the formats basically we are dealing with in our spreadsheet. Okay. So value remains the same. Only thing is the exterior appearance is going to be changed. Now the question is where this kind of case of date pattern or format change is going to give a trouble to you. Only in two cases. One, if it is a number. Second one, if it is a date. So we have to ensure if it is a number, should be in number format. If it is a date, should be in date format. So for that, the best option, what you can do is you can go for selection of your data. Okay. And then I'll tell you. So we'll go for our data. Okay. So here we'll be having called split text to column. The moment I go for text to column over here, this is going to give me this kind of detect automatically and separator will go for it. So this text to column option over here in Excel, it helps for data cleansing also. But the moment over here, if you go for it, and if you go for custom separator, what data separation would go for it. The best option, what I suggest over here is when you go to format, there we have got various options we have got. So going to number, you want to check number format, percentage format, accounting format, all these formats you have. Now, if you want to go for custom format, something you want to customize of your own, there's option called over here, custom date and time, custom number format, all these options are there. So exactly the same we get it in our Excel, right click, format cells, the same options, nothing else. But here we have to go for the toolbar options mostly, because this is out same 2003 and prior to versions of Excel, whatever the toolbar menu options we had, the same thing still Google Sheet retain. There is no ribbon command over here. All right. So I believe that answers your query. Right. Now let's go for our next sheet, people, naming called data presentation. Okay. So in this data-driven world, mere having the data alone is not enough. So you need to do a lot of processing in the data. Like what kind of processing? Like we need to clean our data sometimes. We need to do the data mining as well. We need to go for data crunching sometimes. We need to analyze the data, sometimes based on the target audience. And finally, we need to visualize our data and present it in a beautiful storytelling format. So all this exercise nowadays is very much essential, though it is spreadsheet or in PowerPoint, wherever you are presenting, or it is in Google Sheet or Google Slide you are presenting, people expect all these things from us. So now the question is, if I have a data of 1 year revenue data completely over here, then now the question is how to make it informative. So look at the data, what you have, and do let me know, give me your best opinion, what we can do to make some improvements on this, or how to make it more informative, or what else we can add it so that when we present it, people should be happy watching our presentation. Whatever it comes to mind. So one is diagram. So what kind of diagrams you mean to over here, Kunal? Like you mean to say having the charts and graphs?
Yeah, basically the graph which shows the month-on-month volume that we are presenting right now in the numerical format. So if
Okay.
we present a basically a bar graph which shows
Mhm.
like which month has done what volume, and we can actually show like what is the growth percentage that is happening on that page.
Okay. So in this format, if you go for this, do you believe that this is going to make any sense? Okay, no issues. I consider that even. So line, pie, bar, column, take any graph, it's not a problem. Now, Neha is saying that we can go for increase and decrease in the percentage. So MOM growth, like Kunal and Neha in the same pitch, I can consider that also. Very good. What else? Okay, fine. Thank you so much for the participation in the discussion. Okay. So we need to do all these things. As we discussed, we need to do all these things. But yes, for the timing, let's start with the minimum requirement, which is not fulfilled. Like in the data, we do not have the total. See, we never focused on that, but this is also essential. So let's start with the same. So once we have the data in place, we need to have a total. And to have a total, you can simply go for our over here 3 dots, and I can go for a sigma. So when I go for sigma, I can go for a sum function, and the sum function, if I go for it, I can drag it something like this, or I can use my sum function over there. So this will be giving me a total of 60,734. Kindly confirm, is it the same value we received? Now, once we have the total in place, maybe this particular column, whatever the data, billions, millions, lakhs, and crores, maybe my immediate boss would be happy watching the same. But when I'm presenting my data to the management, they are not worried about seeing my revenue data in this format. They want to see my revenue data, but that should be in percentage. So let's see now how to present our revenue data or column in percentage option. So what should be the formula? Let's have a look. So we should go for a formula taking the data from the revenue column towards my left, divided by the total revenue over here. So when I go for this total revenue, this cell should not move down. So what I'm supposed to do, I should lock it. How to lock it? By using F4, function F4. Now the moment I hit enter, this is going to give me the result, no doubt about it. But this result is coming up along with the decimals. But we are expecting the answer in terms of percentage. So any format, to percentage format, you can go for Control Shift and 5. I repeat, Control Shift and 5. It will be giving you the entire data format into percentage format. So this is how we got one more column ready over there, presenting our data revenue in terms of percentage. Go for it and confirm. I believe this is working. Fine. Now, what else we can do over here? Just see. So revenue in percentage column, that is also ready. Now, if I want to compare my data month and month, Jan to Feb, Feb to March, March to April, something, how will I do that? So for that, first we'll create a column naming called growth. Naming called growth. Okay. Now, what should be the formula? Just see, equal to over here, the moment I go for it. The moment we go for first month, Jan month. So we have anything before Jan to compare with? No. So definitely over here, Jan month purpose, growth is nil. Ideally, growth is nil because we do not have anything before Jan to compare. So the moment I move to month Feb, I have got something to compare with. So Feb minus Jan, the formula equal to Feb minus Jan. Do you agree? The formula will be ready only for a cell, need to apply for rest. And the same we can apply for the others as well over here. And this is ready. So this is how people we have understood the moment we go for this, another column ready, making called growth. So confirm please, this growth is ready. So this is working. Fine then. So now, okay, percentage. So Padmaja, the percentage value is this. See, taking the value that is for the month of Jan divided by the total revenue. So each and every month, the value has to be divided by the total revenue. So total revenue cells should not move down. That's why we locked. But revenue value over here should move down. That's why we kept it open.
Hi, Prabhas. Can you
Yeah.
please say how to lock it?
With F4,
So it was not coming for me. That's
with
what.
function F4 on the bottom line of your left, you have Fn key. So if F4 is not your direct key, go with Fn key with F4, function with F4. So this
Okay.
will be helping you to locking the cells. Now is it happening?
1 second.
Yep.
So I have pressed it.
Yes, Padmaja, able to hear me?
Prabhas?
Yep. Yes, I can hear you. Hello?
Prabhas,
Yeah, I can hear you.
am I audible?
Yes. Yes, friends. I believe my audio is reaching to you.
Prabhas, probably both of you are audible, but I guess you're not audible to each other.
No, I can hear what Padmaja is saying. She might be having trouble on her mic. She can't hear me, but I'm just checking with others.
Prabhas,
Well,
can you help me with round off?
round off which one? You want to percentage to round off over here?
Padmaja, am I audible to you? Hello, Padmaja?
That's what Vaibhav. She is having some trouble in the speaker mic something because I can hear you. All right. So she's asking that how to round it off so that I can go. There are multiple ways. But now what you can do, simple, I'll tell you the best option. Directly go for over here. The data, whatever you have, you can go for decreased decimals, and we have the options. So better you go for it and it will be rounded off. This is the best way to do. Else, if you want the formula based rounding off over here, okay, so this is called over here. I'm really struggling whether you can hear me or not. Well, this is one. Else, what we can do simply the formula, whatever we have over here. Okay, great, fine, you can hear me. So this is one way that you can simply do that. Selecting everything, you can go for decreased decimal over here 2 times, and this will be rounded off. This is one. Else, what you can do is you can go for a formula over here, and it's called M round. So when you go for M round over there, okay. So when I go for M round, this is asking me factor. So factor is nothing but what you want to go for rounding off. I would like to go for logical round off, either 1 unit up or 1 unit down. The moment I go for this is going to immediately give me the result. But the problem is what is happening, this data, whatever it is there, it is coming off 0.00% because the answer is technically, it's a decimal over here. Since I have converted into percentage, it is not popping up properly. But if I go for its general format, this is going to give me the result over here since everything comes up over there as decimals. So I'll go for the rest, Control D. So here when I go for M round formula, this is not going to work because I have got the data in terms of decimals. So best way I would suggest over here, you should go for converting the same and decimals options because we are dealing with 2 different format. One is number format along with one percentage format. All right, so better go for this. So as I told you, various options are there, but yes, which is the easiest option, always try to update so that you don't need to spend much time on that. All right, so Padmija, I believe you got the answer. Yeah. Now, let's see what else we can do, people. Over here, I close this. I'll keep this chart box open. That will be more beneficial. Now, once we have got this, what else we can present in our data? Just see. Growth. Maybe my immediate boss would be happy watching the same in terms of billions, millions, lakhs, and crores. But when I'm presenting my data to the management, they are expecting the growth to be in percentage. So how to present our growth data in percentage format over here? Let's see. As we discussed over here, the growth data, when you are looking at Jan month, since growth is nil, growth percentage also will be nil, ideally, logically. Now, when you go to Feb, what is happening? We have got something over here. So what should be the formula? Equal to whatever the growth we have identified in the month of Feb, that should be divided by the base month. So what is my base month is the Jan. So when I go for it, answer is ready. Now the same I can apply for others even. And the moment I am getting the answer in terms of decimals, I can convert into percentage. So Control, Shift, and 5. So this is how we have got one more column ready over there, naming called growth percentage. So you can just try this, confirm this is working. Right, people? I believe everyone is getting the same answer. Whatever I'm saying is growth percentage, and it's clear. All right. Now let's see what else we can do over here. See, now the next column, what we need to add it over as a information is, suppose say, take an example. The moment I have completed my business for the month of Jan, somebody asked me, Pravas, how much you have made the business? I will say 1,421 USD. Now the same thing when I need to answer after completing Feb month business, what will be my answer? Jan, whatever it is, plus Feb, whatever the revenue. Similarly for March, Jan plus Feb plus March. When I complete April, Jan plus Feb plus March plus April. What do you call all these things? As a cumulative value or accumulation of the data. In technical terms, we call it as a running total. But when you are coming to the corporate reports and you want to present it, you need to use the proper corporate jargons. And what's that exactly? Is nothing but called YTD. So year to till date. So how to create our YTD column? Let's have a discussion. Since Jan is the first month of our year, whatever my Jan month revenue, that is supposed to be my YTD for the month of Jan. And to make it happen, just going for equal to in the Jan month YTD, we'll take the value from the Jan month revenue column. And now when I go to Feb, what should be the formula? Equal to over here, taking the Jan month YTD plus Feb month current revenue. Now, once I go for this gives me the cumulative value. So 1421 plus 4242 is equal to 5663. Yes. Now the same I can apply for others. So to apply the same for others, select Control D. And how will I know I am in the right track? The moment I reach to the December month YTD, is it matching with my over here revenue column total? Yes. So we are in the right track. So this is how people, we got one more column ready, naming called over here, YTD. Kindly check it out. All right. Can I take that? Everybody's clear with YTD calculation? All right. So YTD in terms of value, maybe immediate boss would be happy watching the same, but when I'm presenting the same to the management, they are expecting YTD to be in percentage. So let's go for one more column to add it over here, naming called YTD percentage. And what should be the formula? Just say the beauty. Just select your YTD percentage calculations column completely like this and simply go for Control R to fill right. So whatever in the previous column formula help we have taken, the same thing we are going to take, only thing is changing the cell. And how will I confirm that I am in the right track? If you go for YTD percentage column December month result, is it matching with your revenue percentage column total? Yes. So we are in the right track. So this is how we have understood that though we had only maximum 2 columns, but this much of exercise is pending. And this is how you can keep making your data more informative. So kindly try this. I believe everything is clear, whatever we discussed. So this is very, very essential, people, though you are working in accounts, finance, production, operation, HR, wherever it is, this kind of statistical calculation is very much essential. Yes, Neha, just take the last column selection completely like this and go for Control R to fill right. So what we need to fill right, whatever it is there in my left, YTD column calculation, same thing, I am just applying to the right. So what is there in the left? Whatever my Jan month revenue I had taken over here. So when I go for right, this cell going to move to revenue percentage. So same thing over here it has gone. Now, what is that in the previous case we have done? So previous cell plus data from left. Similarly, just to previous cell data from left. The difference Control Shift 5 is to convert any format to percentage. Control R is to fill the data right. All right. Now you can select your data. So when you have multiple columns in place, people, first of all, give a bit of fill of formatting, like defining the same into a table. Like is over here, what you can do, select your data and go for all borders. So how to apply all borders in Excel? If you have the practice Alt HBA, home border, all border. Here, same thing you can apply. If it works fine, else you can go to this border application. You can make it all border. Choice is yours. Now, once you have done it, the latest style of data presentation, it says the first column should be always aligned to the left and rest of the column should be aligned to the center. And to make it center, Alt HAC in Excel. Same thing, if you just do it quickly, it will work. Else you can go to your alignment option. Here also we do have, you can go for central alignment. So this is how the basic operations of our data, how to make it more informative, we got the understanding. So I believe that's clear what we did. Any questions? Can we go to the next? Fine. So let's go to the sheet called date calculation. So kindly take a look at the example what we have with us. Now suppose say these are the employees who are working in my department. My management has given me a task stating that, Prabhas, this is what the date of joining of those people. Please find out their experience as on date and submit a report. Well, so I have got date of joining of each and every employee, and I need to compute their experience as on today. What is that exactly? How many years, how many months, and how many days? Like, say, example, 5 years, 6 months, 7 days. It should be showing the result. But how to get that? There are multiple ways people try to get the answer, but there is again a question mark about the data accuracy. So here we are going to deal with one formula which will be giving you 100% accurate result. And that too in Google Sheet, it is have in the front end, but in Microsoft Excel, it is there in the backstage or the hidden stage. That's the difference. And what is that formula about? Let's discuss over here. There's a formula you can go for naming called date diff. What's that? Equal to date diff. Make your type spelling properly. And this demands me start date. Yes, I have taken start date, comma. What it demands? End date. But what is meaning end date? End date means nothing but today's date. So today's date we do not have anywhere, but yes, we do have a formula called today, which will be helping us to generate today's date. This is a predefined formula again, and our date will be coming up automatically. Now coming back to the unit, what's the unit you want to measure over here? So we are trying to get the difference in year column. So take the blank cell above to the year text and bracket close. Now go to that blank cell and define just Y to represent year. Just go for Y and it will be giving the result properly to you. So Y stands for year. That's why we have taken this over here. Okay. So this is how this date diff formula, how to write it, we got the basic understanding. Just check it out. Your date diff formula, is it working for you? All right, is it clear? The date diff formula, how to write it? So let's go for doing a practice for finding the answer for month and day also. So for month, we can use M over there. And for day, we can use D. So don't drag the formula, just do the copy paste. Don't do the copy paste also. Just keep typing one more time. So equal to date diff so that we can practice well. Start date, comma, today formula, comma, Excel operator or sheet operator. Then again going to the day equal to date diff, start date, comma, today end date formula, comma, our operator, text operator can use this. So you'd be getting the answer something like this. Kindly confirm. So once you have this answer, do you believe that it is the right way to express someone's experience, like 18 years, 222 days, 222 months, and 6,775 days? Definitely not. So what is this result about then? These are nothing but individual component-wise differences. So year was 18, month was 222, and day was 6,775. But our requirement is something different. Or the other way, if you discuss in the month column, if you focus, 222 months are there. And we know one thing, whenever the number of months reaches to 12, it becomes 1 year. Now, if I want to know into 22 months, how many complete years are there? We can go for a basic simple mathematics. What is that? Taking the number of months divided by 12. So it will be giving me a result 18.5. It means 18 complete years are there, and along with that, some months also available. So 18 complete years we have already taken in the previous column. That cannot be ever expressed again in the month category. So month column should show only 0.5. But how to make it happen that? Simply going to the text operator, instead of M, go for YM. So it changes the things. Can you see that? So complete years have been removed and incomplete months in a complete year only left out. So that is called year to month, incomplete month in a complete year. Similarly, instead of D, go for MD, month to date. And the moment you go for it, it will be populating only the days. So incomplete days in a complete month. Now, can you see? We got the result. So this is how this text operator YMMD is already predefined by Google Sheet and Microsoft Excel as well. In any other spreadsheet application, you can operate that. All right. I believe this is working fine, whatever we've done so far. Right. Now, the same as we know, one particular employee's case, we got the answer. The same we can apply for others also. So when I go and apply the formula towards down, it is giving me error. Reason? Except the first case, rest of the cases, when you go down the formula, what happens? Start date is moving. Again, my text operator is also moving from C4 to C5. So this is the trouble. So C4 cells should not move down. Only start date should move down. So what we need to do? We can go for C4 to lock, and then same we can apply for others. Control D. Similarly, month, I can go for D4 to lock, and then same I can apply for others. Control D. Similarly, day also I'll go for over here to lock the cells over here, E4, and then we can go for the formula to our others. Control D. So this is how people we know now how to rectify this formula over here, which was not giving the answers properly. So please give it a try and check this is working. Fine then. Are we clear with this, whatever we discussed? Any questions from anybody? Are you happy with the solution? That's my question again now. All right. So now the thing is over here, whatever we have done, no doubt, it is giving the answer. But technically, if you discuss, let me ask it in precise way. Going to each and every column and locking the cells in three different columns, three different times, do you think that you are comfortable doing the same? Are you? Definitely, if I was, I was not in your place, I will not say okay with this. So since I am not comfortable, do you ever think that Google Sheet will recommend for the same? No. So what we did, people, is nothing but our experts suggest us to do the job like this. But Google Sheet never recommends any spreadsheet. They never recommend for that. So this calculation is what we did, how to make an improvement upon the same. Delete everything. Delete everything. So what would be the right method? How to deal with the same? Let's go for that. So keep your cursor in the first yellow colored cell and go for equal to date diff. Do it along with me. This demands me the start date I have taken. Hold on there. When I take this data over here, you could notice when I copy this formula towards down, B6 has to go to B7, B8, B9, B10, and like that. So which one, it sounds common when I see the moment, which one sounds common is B. What is B? B is the column. So we have understood our data is moving. Our data is moving. It's not restricted to a cell, it's moving, but it's moving in a column. So when data is moving in a column or within a column, then instead of locking the complete cell, we should lock only the column. And to lock the column only, we need to go for the dollar symbol before column. And to bring the dollar symbol before column, hit F4 key 3 times. Hit your F4 key 3 times. This makes column constant, column lock, or column freeze. So what is the meaning by column constant or column freeze? The moment I copy this formula towards right, B6 will never go to C6 because column is locked. But when I copy this formula towards down, B6 will definitely go to B7 because row is free. So this setup is what missing, but we have given now, comma. What's the next one? End date. As we discussed already, today's date. So we can go for today formula over here. This doesn't need any kind of locking because the default nature of today's date is wherever it goes, it will generate today's date only. All right. Comma, going to our unit. So we'll go for our D4 cell or C4 cell over here. Now this cell should not move down, of course, but when I copy this formula towards right, C4 has to go to D4 for month calculation. D4 has to go to E4 for day calculation. So what we're supposed to do, if you look at C4, D4, E4, which one sounds common is the 4. What is 4? 4 is the row. So we have understood the data is moving within a row. So when data is moving within a row, instead of locking the entire cell, lock only the row. So to lock the row number, we have to bring the dollar symbol before row number. And to bring the dollar symbol before row number, hit F4 key twice. So this is what it was missing. And we have provided that setup. Now bracket close, formula is ready, enter. Now the same, we can select the rest of the cells and we can go for Control D to fill down, Control R to fill right. See the beauty? So with one go, we got the result, and this is how you are supposed to write your formula in a table. It will be very, very essential, people, to save your time and make the formula reference. So you don't need to go and repeatedly keep working with the formulas. So give it a try and check and confirm this is all working, whatever we discussed. All right, so can I take that? Everybody's clear with this deadly function. So it will be very, very helpful to calculate the difference between two setup of dates, real-time example, the experience, if you're working with all your projects and all, if you want to find out the span of the project or while doing the aging analysis, this also you can make use of it. Please confirm that it is clear with that. All right. So now I am going to take you through a beautiful concept that any point of time, if you want to create a dashboard in Google Sheet, how to create that and what are the elements that is most needed over there, we are going to discuss. So here, take an example. We have got an employee database like date of joining of the employee, department name, employee name, and the salary they draw. Complete picture is there. Now, first of all, when you want to work with a dashboard, we need to have some common criteria or common data or some unique data over there. So in department column, if I want to find out what are the unique department names are there, ideally what we do, we copy the data in a different place, we go for remove duplicates, all these exercises we do a lot. So here in Google Sheet, there's a lot of improvements they have done. There is a formula in Google Sheet we have naming called unique. What is that? Unique. So when I go for the unique formula, this demands me where is the data? Data is there in my department column. And once I go for this, this is going to give me all these unique department names. See how cool it is. Now, what is another beauty of Google Sheet is to make the things dynamic. You can go for a simple option called open-end reference. What is the meaning by open-end reference? Like tomorrow, suppose say I type some data in B100 cell. So I no need to go and increase the range again. What I can do, simply I can go for this 99, I can remove. So B4 to B column. So this is called open-end references. We have got beautiful option. But in Microsoft Excel, we have to do it manually. Again, we have to type it manually, but here we can directly go for it. And now, if I do so, what is the beauty of doing this? Just see, if I go back to my end and there I type another department name, so safety. This is going to be added in my data. Just see. Is it coming up over here? Yes, one safety is also added. So this is called our unique function, which will be very, very helpful. And this is again going to help you creating the unique data. So kindly check it out. Are you getting this unique value populated? Well, this is nothing but the other option of your removal duplicates. So it is eliminating all the duplicates and bringing up only the unique values. All right. So now I believe everybody is clear whatever we discussed. Now let me take you through another step of our dashboard. So whenever you are going for dashboard people, we need a drop-down list. And to create a drop-down list, we have to go for the taking the help of data validation. But in Google Sheet, data validation is way beyond far better than of your Microsoft Excel. What's the beauty? Is you can create the beautiful, colorful drop-down list. And there, you can make it as a searchable drop-down list in Google Sheet, whereas Microsoft Excel doesn't have such options. So let me take you through first. Keeping the cursor in the next column, I go for my data. First, watch my screen. I go for data validation. And when I go for data validation, it will take me to a dialog box asking add rule. So when I go for add rule, it will be showing me what you want. I want a drop down with a range. So when I go for drop down from a range, a box will open. And in this box, I can go to the extreme right and I click there. And there I go. Where is the data? Data, I will select something like this. And then I click OK. Now, can you see? It shows the formatting buttons. So I can format each and every button with a different colorful look. I can provide it to my data. So this is how the beauty of our Google Sheet drop-down, people. Any point of time you want, you can take it. Now, once I go for this and click done, it will be showing the drop-down list and this will beautiful drop-down, right? Now, if I want to check what are the departments start with A, I just simply type A, you can see administration and accounting, both it is displaying. So this is called a searchable drop-down. Now, once I go for this, my drop-down is ready. So kindly confirm you're able to create a drop-down. Going to data, data validation, going to the criteria, add new rule, and go for criteria with data range. So once the drop-down is ready, please confirm. Now, once it is done, people, next, what you can do is over here, just watch my screen. My drop-down is ready, no doubt. Now I'll take this data headers, department, employee name, and salary. I can copy and I can paste it over here. So what I'm looking for now, whenever I go and check the drop-down with any department name, that results of that department, corresponding employee name and salary, everything should pop up. This is what our objective, okay? For that, what we can do over here is we can go for a formula naming called filter. So this is one of the beautiful function which will be replacing your VLOOKUP formula as well. And this is available in Microsoft Excel 2019 and above. Earlier it was not there. So now it is asking me what is the range you want to apply filter. So I'll be taking the first department and then till the last salary I'll be taking. Not the headers, only the data points. Now, comma. Condition. What is the condition? Condition is over here. When I select this drop down, then this should match where in the department column, wherever it is matching, those results I want them. Now, when I go and close the bracket and hit enter, this is going to give me error. Reason, I have not yet selected any department. So let's go and select one department. Say I go and select over here, say marketing, all the marketing records are there. If I go for finance, all the finance records will be available. If I go for over here, R&D, all the research and development records will be available. Can you see how it has become so dynamic over here? So this is how whenever there is a need, you can go for this kind of formulas called filter, and this is going to help you a lot along with the drop down to things dynamic. So unique formula, filter formula, data validation, all these things concept are clear, just confirm. No, in any drop down, you cannot showcase. See, like unlike your slicers, you do holding the control button, you cannot do the same in the drop down. That is happening only in the slicers, not in the drop downs. Yes, Neha, you can share your screen. If you're facing any challenge, let me help you. All right, go to the formula, please. Yeah. So the formula you have taken is equal to filter. You're not given the condition. See, G5, go for equal to, then take the department column, start to end. Yes. Right. Now go and change any other department, you just change from the drop down. Right. So you got the records. All right. So this is how you can make your things dynamic, people over there. Yeah. Welcome. And then one more thing, just to add on to this data, suppose you have presented all these things, no doubt. So suppose tomorrow somebody asks, okay, you are doing great, but only thing is I'm unable to make out how much salary we have paid for that particular department. So before they ask, why don't you provide the same to the people? There is one more formula, people, you can update naming called subtotal. Subtotal. Okay. So here, whenever you go for subtotal, the result, how to get it? First, it is asking function code. So here again, it is a bit challenging for our Google Sheet, but yes, in Microsoft Excel, it is having more better options. It is giving you the list of functions. So how to explore the list of functions? Basically, I need to go for sum. So I need to take the function number called 9. Now, how to confirm that 9 is exactly defining the sum formula? Just see, I'll show you. When I go for this function arguments over here, if I go for learn more, then this is going to give you what is 9. Is it showing sum? So this is what it is already predefined in any spreadsheet, but yes, in Google Sheet, you have to explore that. But Microsoft Excel, it appears in the front end. So we are going to take this, no doubt. Now I'll go for this formula over here. 9 is nothing but sum, but where to apply? So if I want to apply the same over here, I need to go for the entire salary. So I'll take this over here, but what I'll do, I will not take any reference at the end. I'll keep it as open and reference. Some I5 it will start, but it will be applied for the entire I column. So I no need to worry about, even though finance comes at 20, admin comes with 15, HR comes with 100, no worries. And it will be giving me the total. Now see, finance, it is this much. If I go for changing the same to admin, this is what the total salary of admin. You can even cross check by selecting this data over here. And is it matching over here? It's showing minimum. I can take some. Yes, it's matching. If I go and change something to marketing, this is what the marketing data, and this is what the total of marketing. All right, over here. So this is called our subtotal. Kindly confirm this is also working fine. See, all these functions, whatever we discussed, it will be very, very helpful for the dashboard designing. Because Google Sheet, what happened, we have got very much limited features. I mean, dashboard point of view. But yes, these are the options we have. Taking the filter command, drop down, unique value, you can create a beautiful dashboard. Kunal, 9 is the predefined option for some formula. 9 is predefined for some formula. When you go and explore subtotal function, see, just watch my screen. This is Excel I'm talking about. Is equal to subtotal. Can you see? It shows 9 as sum, right? So same thing in across all the spreadsheet application, but here in Excel it shows in the pop-up menu structure, but Google Sheet you have to explore that. That is the only difference.
Got it, sir.
All right. Fine. So I believe this is quite informative, whatever we discussed. All clear what we did? Fine. Now I'm going to take you through over here. One thing is about our most essential formulas in our spreadsheet application, naming called VLOOKUP. So anybody who is not aware of VLOOKUP, you can very well let me know so that I can start from the scratch. If you know VLOOKUP, then we can skip the topic. We can go for some more better things like how to apply VLOOKUP between two different Google Sheet file. I'll help you out so that you can maintain one database file and you can maintain one dashboard file by creating the connections over there. The choice is yours. Anybody who's not aware of VLOOKUP, anybody is there like that? Just write in the chat box, don't know. Okay, so I consider that everyone is clear with our VLOOKUP formula. Is there anyone who doesn't know how to apply VLOOKUP between two different Google Sheet files? So this is one Google Sheet file. Another Google Sheet file is there over here. And how to apply VLOOKUP between two different Google Sheet files. How to do that? Anybody doesn't know? Okay. Fine, Kunal, no problem. Definitely, I'll help you. Okay, Padmaja, you can also focus on the screen. If that is the case, it will be very, very helpful. Again, for the dashboard designing purpose, just see how to work. First of all, Google Sheet works with a different concept. When you go for two Excel files, applying VLOOKUP is not a challenging one, but in Google Sheet, it is really a challenging and painful one. But yes, once you start using it, you will be, more happy using the same, don't worry. But first of all, what is the concept we need to understand is when I go for a new Google Sheet, let me take you through first a new Google Sheet. Just watch my screen. So this is my untitled or new Google Sheet, and this is my existing one. Now, suppose say I'm looking for some certain brand wise results over there. So I am pasting it over here. Now I am looking for the rates over here. Okay. So if I want those brand purpose, what is the rate supposed to be if I want to explore from one Google Sheet to other, then what we need to do first is we need to establish the relationship. We need to create the connections. We need to create the biz between our existing Google Sheet to the new one. But how? For that purpose, we need to first understand the concept of our address. See, each and every Google Sheet, they are recognized or identified there by their address. What is the address about? Like, see, if you see documents, google.com, spreadsheet, D, and then one slash is there. After that slash, whatever it starts with, that is the starting point till you get your another slash. This entire phrase is nothing but the address of this Google Sheet file. Okay, I need to copy that. I copied. Then I'll go to the next sheet over here. First, I will establish relationship by using a web function of our Google Sheet naming called import range. So this demands me, where is the spreadsheet URL? Where is the address? Any spreadsheet URL you must retain within two double inverted quotes. So now I am giving a command that I need to go to that particular Google Sheet. Then how it works? It works with a proper hierarchy. Hierarchy in the sense, first we'll be navigating to that Google Sheet. Then within that, so many sheets are available. I need to go to a particular sheet called lookup. So that sheet name I should define over here within two double inverted quotes. But any worksheet name you define, it always has one exclamatory mark. This is called the sheet address. Now, I have navigated to the lookup sheet. Now within lookup sheet, what is the data range I am trying to import? That is from C3 to D14. That also I have defined over here. Now double inverted comma close, import range bracket close. And the moment I hit enter, can you see? This is going to populate me that data from that other Google Sheet. Now, this import range, whatever the formula, starting from end to the beginning, except equal to, I will copy that. Then I'll come back to my rate column, VLOOKUP is equal to VLOOKUP, taking the data. This is asking where is the range, entire thing what you copied, you have to paste it. Then comma, index, which column, second column, what kind of match, exact match. And the moment you go for this, this is going to give you the result. Now later you can delete this. This is not going to play any role because we have established the relationship. So this is how this import range formula will be very, very helpful for creating the data connections over there, and for application of VLOOKUP between two different Google Sheet is going to help you a lot. Give it a try and check, is this working? The way I have defined, go with the same rhythm. First, check your import range is giving the result. Yes. Then you copy that, and then you go for VLOOKUP. Just one time practice you do in the training. If you find any challenge, do let me know. If you need my support also, very much ask me. Yes, Kunal and Padmaja, is it working for any of you? Or you are struggling, do let me know. Okay, great. Fine then. So this is all about our Google Sheet training purpose, people. Whatever we discussed, I believe it's clear and going to help you. So with this, we'll go for a short break of 10 minutes. In my system, it is 4:05, and dot 4:15, again, we'll be catching up with our Google Slides topics. Okay. So please be back by 4:15, then we'll continue. And if at all anybody is leaving the meeting room, I would suggest there is a feedback form. I'm going to share it across, and this you need to fill it. This is from the L&D point. It is mandatory. You got to fill that and submit. Okay, fine then. So I'll be there by 4:15. So all right, so I believe everybody's back. Could you please respond in the chat box, people? Wait for yes. All right, so we have done with our Google Sheets over here, whatever we discussed. I believe this is clear and you are going to make use of the same. Now we'll go for our G slide. So here, the moment you go to our sample case studies folder, I have already shared the keyboard shortcut list of our Google slide for Windows as well as Mac as well. So you can make use of these resources so that you can save your time. Now coming back to Google slide, of course, when you compare with Microsoft PowerPoint, it is having very limited features in Google slide. You can't get that kind of sophistication like your Microsoft PowerPoint. But yes, since I have got Google slide I need to work with, so how to optimize those features, how to work around with the same, we are going to discuss something. All right. So now, first thing first, when you go for any kind of presentation, so I go for slides.new, it opens this kind of blank presentation. So first I'll rename this with Flipkart. Then, if you have a presentation in G slide to prepare, you can see immediately on your right side, it shows the various themes. So these are the existing templates you can say, or themes you can say, you can make use of that. And each theme will be having various layouts also, so you can make use of the same. Now suppose say, I don't want to take anything, I want to make something of my own. So you can take a blank one. Now when I select the blank one, immediately a slide is going to appear, no doubt about it, having the text boxes over here. But all this is about your front end features. So whenever you start working with any G slide presentations people, I would always recommend design your master slide, bring the consistency, maintain the uniformity, and then start working with your incorporation of your data. So what is the meaning by consistency? The font style, font size, color combinations, everything you should maintain properly. And then whatever the color combination, it should be high contrast to the background. And color combinations, if you take it maximum 3, minimum 2, you can go for it, not more than that. Now, how to explore the master slide? See, if you go to the slide menu in the toolbar, we have an option called edit theme. So when I go for edit theme over here, it will take me to the master slide view. So here you could see this is your front end and this is your back end. So both the things we are now having the operation over here, it is visible in the screen. But whereas in Microsoft PowerPoint, once you open slide master, you cannot see the slide view. Only thing the master view will be there. But this is what the difference between PowerPoint and Google Slide. Now here, anything you want to customize, we have got various layouts. You could see different layouts are there. So you can customize each and every layout out of this. Now suppose say I want to customize one layout. Suppose say this is the text in this layout, I don't like it. I want to take something of my own. This is having Arial. I don't like Arial. I want to take it something Tahoma. So I can go to Arial over here. If I have something Tahoma, let me just see. So I don't have that font in this list. Well, let me take something called Vardhana. So when I go for Vardhana over here, the style has been changed. Yes. Now, if I want to change the color of the text, something to maroon or red, I can go to my 3 dots and I go for my text color. I can choose maroon. This is done. Now this text box, I don't need this. Suppose I can simply select and delete. Now this one over here, I want it is to be and supposed to be over here in the center. I can retain its center, no issues. So this is how people, we can customize each and every layout. Now here, what people commits a mistake, I'll tell you, though they customize the layouts individually, but certain layouts, they delete it. They feel it is unwanted, they delete it. No need to do that. The reason is, if you do so, if you delete, what's the impact? Tomorrow, when you import some certain slides from different G slides or different presentations, you are not going to get exactly the feel of yours because that layout is missing in your presentation and it is not going to adapt your presentation styles and you have to again rework upon the formatting patterns, font style, font size, everything you have to keep working upon that. So just to avoid such kind of situation, it is always better if you do not need those layouts also, well and good, retain them. Don't delete any of the layouts from the backend. All right. Now, suppose say you can ask me a question, Prabhas, I want to put the organization logo over here in all the slides? Well, so I can go for a logo, going to insert, picture or images, search from the web. Now here I would like to go for, suppose, G-slide logo. So when I go for G-slide logo, you'll be getting some real-time logos from the web. Now, whichever you like the most, you can take it. Suppose I want to take this and I go for insert. Now, what is happening? This is immediately getting occupied the entire space over here from the slide, and I don't want that. So any point of time you have a picture, images is there, do not ever touch the top, bottom, left, right and buttons to reduce the height and width of that image. What you can do over here is, over here, take the diagonal button and drag it diagonally. And once your picture is resized to the format, what you are expecting, you can populate wherever you want. Okay. Now, this is just getting applied to only this layout. You could see rest of layouts is doesn't have the organizational logo. Now you can ask me a question, Pravas, how to incorporate this logo for all the slides? Do I need to do it repeatedly? No. What you can do is you can take this simple logo, cut it, and go to your theme slide. This is your first slide called theme slide. So anything you put it across over here uniformly, that will be applicable for all the other layouts also. Now, if I paste it over here, this is ready. Now, this is what the font I have. I can take it over here. I can resize the window. And there I name it over here again, going to the font, maroon, and then the style, I name it as Verdana. We got it. So can you see now in each and every slide, same organizational logo is getting embedded in the top right corner. So this is how we have understood how to bring the consistency over there, how to maintain that uniformity across all the slides so that we can save some time and we can avoid the duplication of work. And once it is done, you can come back to your front end by closing this button from the master slide and it is ready. So how to customize the master slide? Hope you got a clarity. Any questions? Slide, edit theme, and you can customize that. And once it is done, close the window, come back to your front end and start working. So here, now we are going to fix our title. Say, this is about our Flipkart training. I did it and then I customize a bit. If you want to increase the font size, select everything, Control A and Control Shift, the greater than symbol. You can make use of that and that will be helping you to increase the font size. So what's the keyboard shortcut? It's the same for PowerPoint also. In fact, Control Shift and greater than symbol to increase the font size. Same reverse logic you can go for Control Shift plus less than symbol to decrease the font size. Confirm, is it working, the keyboard shortcuts? Right. Now, once we have done with this over here, let's go on insert a new slide. To insert a new slide, you can go for simple keyboard shortcut, Control M to insert a new slide. Okay. So I go for over here, Control M, we got a new slide. Can you see the same format, whatever we have customized, it's already populating. So here we'll be making our slide called Working with Bullets. Working with bullets. So whenever you are working with your text, okay, so text you have to go and check with this case, like whether it is a all letter in capital or entire things in small letter or the first letter alone in capital, rest of in small. Sometimes we need to keep changing up on the same. So how to deal with that? So we can go for our format and text. Within that, we have an option called capitalization. and there you go for the title case. So once you go for the title case, what will be happening? The first letter alone of each and every word will be coming up as a capital. So working W capital with W capital again, bullets B capital. So this is how you can go for change case options. And now the title is ready for working with bullets. Okay. Now, suppose say you can ask me a question, Prabhas. I have seen people creating some beautiful lines, like to set the borders of top and bottom, and within that area, we should write something. Yes, we can customize that. But again, where? We need to go to our slide, edit theme, and there we need to type all these things. Where? Over here. Suppose say this is what I'm going to create, and then here. I need to go for insert. I need to go for a line. I need to go for a straight line. But while drawing the straight line, I should hold my shift button and I need to keep creating this. Okay, so the line will be ready in this format. Okay, now this line, whatever we have, you can, in fact, you can go for over here, changing the color. So line color, if I want to change, I have got a line color. I want to make it maroon. Yes, I did it. Now the same, I can create a duplicate, and how to create a duplicate, Control D, and the same you can put it across in the bottom as well. So this is the area you are fixing, that whatever the content you are going to type or write over here, it should be within this too. Now this one over here, my logo, suppose say you feel that it's overlapping a bit, you can still reduce further, not a problem. So the logo will be there. Right? So this is how all these things you can customize again in the backstage view of our slide, that is called slide master or layout over here. And I can do that, not a problem. Now, once it is done, I can come back over here. Now this is ready with our margins. So working with bullets is done. Now here we need to populate our bullets. Okay. So now, how to work around with our bullets. If you go to our sample case studies folder, there is a Word document I have shared with you, naming called text over here, bullet points. You can open that, and whatever your bullet points over there, don't take this header over here, just take only the statements. And when you take the statement completely and come back to your Google slide there, you go for over here, pasting the same, and immediately you can see the bullet text is ready. But to present your bullet points effectively, what we do, we take the boring bullet points, like taking the alphabets, numbers, Romanic letters, symbols. Those days are gone when people used to see such kind of bullet points and they were quite happy and they used to just clap in the meeting. But nowadays, people having something different expectation. So how to give a different meaning to our bullet points? See the beauty. Watch my screen. We can select our data. We can go for one ready-made bullet points, whatever it is, just go for it. Now select only the bullets and right click on that. You have an option called more bullets. And when you go for more bullets, you can see there are two categories over here. Symbol. You can take anything. Suppose say I like this emoji. I can take that. And instead of people and combinations, I can go for something called objects. So you can take different objects, whichever you like the most, those objects, you can take it also from this. Suppose say I like this object, this antenna with bars. Or if you want to take something else, you can take it over here even. Like say, I want to take it something related to the weathers and scenes. I can take that. There are various combinations of our symbols you'll be getting. Now suppose I like this symbol over here. I wish to take this. Fine, I have selected this. Now can you see? This becomes my bullet point. So this is how you can add a different meaning to your bullet points over here, and you can populate it properly. But one thing over here, always remember, when you are presenting your information in the slide, don't leave a chance to the people to the comment upon your slide presentations. What is that? Now below to the slides, you could see a lot of space is there and you did not utilize this properly. So how to stop people commenting upon that? Just see one thing. We can select our entire bullet points we can go to our over here format. There's an option called line and paragraph spacing, and I can go for 1.5. Now it will be spreading across to the entire text box. Now, if you believe still it is not sufficient, I can a little bit increase the font size. Yes, I can increase the font size. So how to increase the font size? I told you Control, Shift, and greater than symbol. Now, when you have done with your presentation over there, okay, this kind of bullet points, and when you are presenting something to the people, then I would suggest not to show the entire information at once. So how to keep your information under your control, how to keep your audience engaged with your storyline is you can select all the bullet points on the toolbar. You can go for these three dots, and this you can go for animate. Then there are box comes up naming called slide transition and object animation. Don't go for the transition that will be applicable for the entire slide. So we are going to deal with the object animations. It shows appear. Okay. But how it is going to appear? What is the trigger button? On click. That's fine. But here, one more thing you have to remember. The moment you go for this, don't forget to select this by paragraph. So once you select this and then you go and just do a test play. Can you see now? On one click, one bullet point appears. But to check the same, to see the presentation more, on one point, one bullet point. Again, second click, second bullet point, third click, third bullet point. So one by one, it is going to appear on your click only. So this is how you can present your bullet points effectively, keeping your audience engaged with your storyline. And even if you say something about the bullet points, people have no other choice except listening to you because you are not showing the information at once. So give it a try and check, is it working? Any doubt, any queries? All right. So anybody is having any trouble or any questions, do let me know before proceeding further. Fine then. So now we'll see what else we can do in Gslide. So let's go for one more duplicate slide. So to create a duplicate slide, we can go for simple Control D. So Control D will be helping me to create a duplicate slide. Okay. Now this bullet points, whatever we have created, I can remove, select and delete. Then this window box I can remove. And there I'll go for working with our org chart. So sometimes what it happens, we need to work with this kind of organization's chart, whichever the department we are working with, sometimes or somewhere or the other, we need to create a slide, something like this. So how to create that? Let's go for it. Here, in this case, people, Google Slide is very, very incompetent. Very, very limited options we have, and it is not going to create that kind of sophistications in the org chart. So what is the limitations? I'll tell you. But yes, what are the options we have first? Let's go and explore. If I go to insert and there's an option called diagram, if I see there is an option called hierarchy. So if I take this, what is happening? These are the maximum models we have. Now, how many levels you want? You can again create the maximum of 5. So it's not mandatory or necessary that my organizations can work with only 5 levels of hierarchy. It can be more than that, could be the case, we never know. But Google Slides, again, it is having the limitations, and colors, you can change all these options, though it is there, but that's not so great. Okay. But yes, we do have some options. You can take this and immediately this will be applied. Now, tomorrow, when you want to add one more level, it's very difficult. You have to again start working with the previous one, and little bit you have to just squeeze the data. That is very, very painful. But yes, this is what the option we have right now. But this things is far better in PowerPoint. So would you like to see a glance in PowerPoint, how it is far better in PowerPoint? Anybody interested? Okay, just watch my screen for a minute. So when you go and do these things in the PowerPoint, how it is far better, let me take you through. So if I go to insert, if I go to smart art, and there if I go for hierarchy, I have got different models. Same thing, like just like our Google Sheet. But here, the Google side, when I go for it, I can go and simply type the data. Say my topmost official is MD over here. Then one executive assistant is there. Now three people are reporting to my MD, one COO, then CFO, and then CMO. Now you can ask me a question, Pravas, what if I need to create one more hierarchy below to our CFO? Naming call, there are two people who are reporting to him, naming vice president and senior general manager. So I can keep my cursor in the text pane box. I type once and twice to create the data. So now once I go for this, this is called VP. Okay. The next one, the person is senior GM. Now I'll select both, but this is seeming as if they both are reporting to my MD. So I'll select both and I'll hit the tab key. So it will create one more layer over here immediately. So this is how you can keep creating as many as levels of hierarchy you want to create. And that's what the beauty of Microsoft PowerPoint. It is more dynamic. So if you have some ready-made also, if you want to change the structure of hierarchy, you can do that. And you can make more formatting events. It's just beauty. You can make some colorful formatting over here also, like this, with a beautiful eye-catchy kind of buttons over here. So that's what the beauty of PowerPoint Smarter. Whereas in G-Slide, we don't have such option. But yes, you can ask me a question. Because what if I create all these things and finally the same I can bring it to the slide in Google Slide? Yes, that can be done. So I can take this copy, I can come back to the Google Slide over here, and I go for one more new slide, Control M, and there, if I paste it, I can paste it. So that option is there. So now you have a solution. What you can do, if you have a limitations or challenges in Google Slide, no need to worry about, go to Microsoft PowerPoint and create all these things and finally bring the same to Google Slide. All right. Hope it brings more clarity how to create the hierarchy over there. Now, yeah, no problems, miss. I'll go for one more duplicate slide, people, over here, and I'll delete everything, whatever we have. Now we'll see how to work with our charts. How to work with our charts. Basically, in Google Slide, when you work with charts, there is no other option. It always depends upon the Google Sheet to store the data. Google Slide doesn't have the options to store the data in backend. It always takes the help of Google Sheet only. Whereas in PowerPoint, we have the options to store the data in PowerPoint itself by opening one Excel file. So this is again one more better hand we have in PowerPoint of Microsoft product compared to Google Slide. But yes, if you have the Google Slide, how to work around with the charts. So what we can do, we can go to insert, we can go for charts over here, and then we can go for column. Suppose I went there. Now immediately a column chart will be populated. But for this chart, where is the data? So the data, if you want to really see, this will be there in a Google Sheet. But where is that Google Sheet? How to explore it? Just see. There is a 3 dots in the chart area. I should go for it and I should get this open source option. And when I go for this open source, it will take me to the Google Sheet where the data is being stored. Now in this is what the chart, and this is what my data over here. Now suppose say I don't want this period 2, I can select and control minus. So everything you can edit over here. And suppose say I want to present in a beautiful storytelling format, I can select my data and I can go for over here, data, and there. What I can do, I can go for our sorting range, and in that I can go for sort range Z2A. Sorry, I'm going for the text. So right click, sort. So we'll select our data, and over here I'll go for sort range, And then I'll go for sorting range advanced. Data has a header, yes. Then column A, instead of that, period 1, where the numbers are there, I want to go for sorting. And Z2A, largest to smallest. And once I sort it, it turns into a beautiful story format. So who has whose team has got better score? Team 4. And which team has got the least score? Team 3. Anybody, whoever is watching my data, they can make out even. Now here one more beautiful feature in our Google Sheet is you can change the entire theme of the charts. How? If I go for over here format, okay. So I'll see theme, okay. So a new concept over here is added over here called theme option. Let me see, theme is there. So data cleanup, it was there, theme. Let me show you. Theme. So when I go for this theme option in this format, you can see various styles will be there. This is one more beautiful feature of Google Sheet. So if I go for this theme, I like this theme, I can select the entire theme, the chart will be changing. If you like something else, you can take this, the entire theme will be changed. So this is what a beautiful option, different styles of themes. If I want to go for any point of time, I can do that. Okay. Now suppose say I have done with this, I want to make it more informative. To add anything in the chart, you must go for the chart editable mode. And to edit the chart, there is a 3 dots in the top right corner. I can edit this. And there we have the option called edit the chart. So one dialog box immediately appear naming called setup window and customize window. So setup window, what is the uses of that? If you want to change your entire chart type from column to bar, pie, line, anything, you have to change from the chart type option. From column chart, you can take anything over here as you like, not a problem. Okay, this is what the setup window. Now our objective is if I need to add something in the chart, if I need to alter something, change something, the colors, patterns, anything, I need to work with the customize tab. Now suppose say I want to populate each and every team wise, whatever the period 1 score over here, I want to make it. Well, you can go to the series option over here. You can go for our data labels. Checkbox needs to be activated. This is populating inside our columns. You can make it outside also, like going for our position instead of auto, go for outside end. And then whatever the data labels you have, if you do not like this, you can make it bold even. You like to change the font to something else, you can do that. It's up to you. So all these features of our series option over here, you can see it is there. So the thing is we have to explore over here to make it even more better. All right. So now all these things where we did it in Google Sheet. Now, when you come back to Google Slide, immediately you will be finding an update option will be turning up. So once you click this update tab, automatically the same chart is going to reflect whatever the changes you made in Google Sheet. So this is how, whenever there is a need, if you want to populate a chart in G Sheets, G Slide, it always stores the data in G Sheet, and there it is creating a chart ideally first, and that chart is going to be embedded in G Slide. All right. So how to make a better chart over here? We got the basic understanding. Just give it a try. Any doubt, any queries with regard to the charts, people? Anybody? So is it working chart? All right. So now let's see what else we can do with our G-slide. Take a look. In G-slide, one of the beautiful feature we have got it over here. Whenever you try to make some footers or notes or the speaker notes, you call it as, if you want to do it, you can command those speaker notes over the voice command, and it will be helping you to type the data as a speaker note. How? So instead of spending time to write the footer note or footer command or speaker note, how we can engage our Google slide to type all these things for us. There's a beautiful option in the tools section in our toolbar. We have an option called over here, voice type speaker notes. This option is also available in Microsoft PowerPoint, but the only thing is you have to have 365 or 2021 version of Microsoft. So once I go there, what is happening? A mic button will appear. Now, this is a toggle key, the same key to on, same key to off. Now, anything I would like to speak over here, I can speak once I click it on and it will be keeping typing. Just see, I started. This is a Google slide training of Flipkart. And we have created 5 different slides. And the last one is the chart slide. So you have to pronounce it properly so that automatically it will keep typing for you. And once it is done, close this and this is on. So this is how you can use this voice type command over here. Automatically, it will be populated the text for you. This is one beautiful feature for speaker note purpose. You can use it. Now, being a presenter, whenever you are working with PowerPoint, when you go for the presentation mode, okay, what I suggest is, if you happen to navigate from one slide to other, now suppose say I'm in chart slide, I want to go to the first slide. Don't just come out of this and try to scroll again, go on first slide and open. Just type in the numerical button, just type 1 and hit enter. You will be reaching to the first slide. If you want to go to third slide, just type 3 and enter. You will be in the third slide. Just check it out. Is it working? During the mode of presentation, not in the slide designing mode, slideshow mode. All right. Now, one more thing, just watch my screen again. The moment you're working with your presentation mode people, suppose you have a speaker note to speak something about the presentation. So in that time, you should not keep your presentation running. So how to grab the audience attention towards you? So what you can do, you can just simply press the alphabet B button, the entire screen will become black. And this will be sending a message to the audience that you want to speak something, and they will be automatically diverting their attendance towards you over here. And then once your speaker note is over, again, you can go for simply pressing the B button and the PowerPoint will be resumed. Now, suppose you do not like the black color, you want to go for white. So go for W for white. And once your presentation is over, again, W to resume it. Just check it out. During the presentation mode, alphabet B and W button, is it turning off black and white? Right. Now, what else we can do with regard to G-slide presentations over here? Thank you so much for your response. Now, take a look. Whenever you are presenting something in Google Slide, okay, you want to point something. If you do not have the ruler stick or the laser pointer, do not wave your mouse like this and try to highlight or point something. You can turn your mouse pointer into a laser pointer simply by hitting the L button, alphabet L, L for laser. Now your mouse pointer will be turned out to be a laser pointer. So this will be adding more value to the presentation, and people will be also focused on your presentation part, what exactly you're expressing over here. So this is how in the presentation mode, you can turn the same into a laser pointer. And again, once the presentation is over, you want to bring the mouse pointer back, simply go for L button or escape button. Check it out. Laser pointer, is it working? All right. So this is how people, we have understood that in our Google slide, what are the features we have? There are many more things we have, of course. So this is how you have to keep exploring the things, but options are very limited compared to the PowerPoint options. But what I suggest is if you have the Google Workspace and all, you go to these extensions and try to store some more add-ins over there from Google's space, and you can make use of those add-ins also. So whenever time permits, we want to explore those add-ins. This is one. Okay. So any of the doubts, queries from our Google side, anything you have? Hope the inputs are helpful to you. Fine. So now I would request you, please fill the feedback form, okay, and submit it. This is from your L&D team, they have asked for. And as per the audit point, it is very necessary or mandatory, this feedback form to be displayed. So please fill the feedback form and submit. In the meantime, if you have any questions, you can ask me.
Prabhas,
Yeah.
can we have rollover text on a tab or something of that sort? You could help there.
Rollover text, where exactly?
So basically, if there is a button, so we have that in PowerPoint. So I don't know about Google Slides. So if there's a button or an object, if I go on that, a text box comes up with a text on it. If I want to put some text there, so can we do that? Rollover text here also in Google Slides?
No, I'm not exactly not getting the feel what you're saying exactly. If you can show me something, I can help you out, whether it is possible or not. Do you have something ready right now?
Right now, I don't have anything. I was just looking at it, but yeah, I will probably reach out to you separately on that.
No problem.
With the mail.
So I'll be sharing my email ID. Okay. So
Yep.
you'll be getting the recordings over there. And if you have any questions also, you can reach out to me in this email ID. I'll definitely help you out.
Thank you, Prabhas.
Yeah. Possible to insert table in slide? Yes, table. You can insert a table over here. Okay. Like say, take an example. I'll go for a new slide, Control M, and you want a table to be populated. I'll tell you. So if you go for insert, we have got direct options called table. So how many table rows and items, columns items you want, you can populate. Like suppose I want 5 each, 5 rows and 5 columns. Okay. I can go for it, no problem. And I can click it. So 5 rows, 5 columns will be populated. So these options are there. Yeah. No problem, Kunal. You can. So just make sure you have filled the feedback form.
Yeah, it's updated.
Yeah. Yes. Any other questions from anybody? All right then. So if there's no queries and you have filled this and submitted the feedback form, shall we call it as a day? Yep. Thank you so much, Tebo. Thanks for the compliment. So guys, please stay safe, take care, and reach out to me if you have any queries. And if you need the recordings, you can very well drop me a mail. I'll share the recordings with you. Don't worry. Okay.